Hey friends, I hope you all doing good. Welcome back to my channel Rejuvenate Osteomates. Today's video is all about healthy and unhealthy stoma and the do's and the don'ts to maintain a good skin integrity. So this video is very much linked to the first video, and if you haven't seen the video, please click on this I button which is shown here. So this video is all about healthy and unhealthy stoma. I'll explain you with the help of few slides. So first we'll deal with unhealthy and healthy stoma. So this is the major difference between unhealthy and an unhealthy stoma. You can see for yourself the difference between both of it. So first we'll deal with healthy stoma. So these are the features of a good healthy stoma. So mainly the intestinal stomas are dark red beefy in appearance, and the urostoma is mostly pale pink in color. It has to be moist, normal amount of edema is present, it has to be oval to round in shape, stomal length can range from 1 to greater than 3 cm long, and no peristomal complications has to be there. So these are the criterias of a good healthy stoma. So in this picture you will be able to understand that an ideal stoma length has to be 1 cm to 3 cm long. The next slide we will be able to see what's normal in a stoma and in a skin. So what is normal in a stoma? It has to be red in color, it has to be wet or moist, it has to be warm when touched, and the bag appliance or the pouch which you are using has to be applied properly. Next, in the skin has to be dry, there has to be no peristomal complications like no rashes, no redness or no flakiness present. So this was all about healthy stoma. Next we'll deal with unhealthy stoma. So there are two pictures given. These are the ideal example of an unhealthy stoma. You can make out what is the difference now with the healthy stoma. So the features of an unhealthy stoma. The stoma is deep purple, cyanotic or blue to black in color. It is ischemic. Due to the inadequate blood supply it has occurred. Stoma necrosis is present or stoma is necrosed. Active bleeding present. Inadequate stomal output. Next is peristomal skin complications present, and last is a mucocutaneous suppressions present. So we'll deal with these points one by one. The peristomal skin complications occurs mostly in the variable skin contours. So in this picture you will be able to understand the patient is having a huge belly abdomen and the pouch is not able to stick over that properly, and so due to it she is having an severe skin complications. In this picture you will be able to understand about the certain skin contours of the patients. So if it is variable or if it can form certain dips or above or below the stoma, the patient is going to have certain peristomal skin complication. Now due to that kind of skin contours it can lead to peristomal complication. So in this slide you will be able to identify the difference between a mild skin ulceration as well as a severe skin excoriation. So this is a classic example of an unhealthy stoma. Now next we'll deal with mucocutaneous suppression. And what do you mean by the word mucocutaneous suppression? So a mucocutaneous suppression is nothing but the suppression between the sutured junction between the stoma and the skin. So in this picture you will be able to identify or you will be able to view that the sutures are coming out and there is a gap in between. And this is nothing but the detachment of the stomal tissue from the surgical skin, and it can lead to surgical site infection. Now next we'll deal with what's not normal in an unhealthy stoma. So there are certain criteria with respect to stoma as well as skin. So first we'll deal with the stomal part. Now the first is it doesn't stick out. So for example, in cases of a prolapsed stoma, the stoma which is longer than the normal, it will look like normal, but the stomal pouch or any other appliance will not stick onto the body perfectly, or it will stick very far from the body. Now the skin is very cool or cold. The stomal color is very dark or very pale. Skin. Now with respect to the skin, there could be dips, creases, gullies or gaps. Now with respect to the peristomal skin creases, wrinkles, scarring with variable skin contours, we have seen it earlier, it could lead to leakages. Now this leakage can again lead to peristomal skin complications. In an ideal abnormal stoma, there are rashes, redness, it is or flakiness present. The skin is very itchy, burning and painful. The patient is going to complain of itchiness, burning sensation, and the peristomal skin is going to be painful. So guys, I hope you all understood about the difference between an healthy and an unhealthy stoma. So next topic is the tips to maintain a good skin integrity. So there are certain do's and don'ts which you have to do and not to do to maintain good skin integrity. So we'll go through a few slides of that also. Now we have dealt with an abnormal stoma and a normal stoma. So in order to prevent the abnormal stoma, there are certain do's and don'ts which we have to follow and which we don't have to follow. So the first is the do's. First point in the do's is always clean your skin with warm water. So in order to prevent certain peristomal skin complication and to minimize the use of accessories, you need to have a complete good bath. Second point is change the pouch regularly. Don't wait for weeks or months to change the pouch. Change your pouch in every 4 to 5 days regularly. The next point is resize your template regularly. Now every time the stomal size won't be the same, it would shrink or it would either increase or decrease. So every time you need to measure the stoma size with the help of a template or stencil regularly. Next is keep your stoma pouch changing routine very simple. Either you do it in the morning or else in the evening whenever you have time, and try to do it independently. Next point is inspect your skin every time you change your pouch. Now this point is very important. Every time you need to do a thorough assessment of the stoma as well as the skin around for any kind of abnormality. Next point is remove the pouch carefully. Always remove the old pouch very carefully in order to prevent any kind of abruption. You have to remove the old pouch very slowly with the help of a thumb pressure onto it. Last point is keep in touch with your stoma care nurse. There are certain don'ts also which we have to follow. Now the first is the usage of soap or any other solutions to wash your skin. Never ever wait for the pouch to leak. If you have been said that you have to change your pouch in 4 to 5 days, kindly follow the routine. Next is add in accessories to your stoma care routine. Now there are so many accessories available in the market for stoma care procedure, but I would recommend you opt for the accessories only which you need or only which is meant for you. Don't opt for every accessories which are available in the market. Next point is pull your pouch off too quickly. Never ever pull the old pouch quickly. Remove the pouch very slowly. Pulling off the pouch quickly can result in certain abruptions of the tissue around. Don't ignore the small changes in the skin around the stoma, however small it is. No, never ignore any kind of changes around the stoma during the assessment. Last point is never try to manage your stoma care problems alone. Now we'll summarize this video. So we have learnt in about unhealthy and healthy stoma. So a good healthy stoma appears to be pink, beef red in color with adequate blood supply, free from any kind of peristomal complication, and excretes the desired stomal output. So guys, we have come to the end of this video. If you understood both this topic, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. And also, if you have any doubt, please write into the comment section. Thank you. Stay blessed. Bye.